Stormy morning, then a cloudy day, and that heat advisory, that all went away because of all that cloud cover holding temps down today. We still made it to some 90s, but WDSU First Warning Weather Doppler radar shows that we go back to this morning. Look at the enhancement from what was Invest 98L, pushing forth a big plume of some tropical humidity, a couple of flood advisories at times. The rain held on, and then it started to fade, and this is where we are right now. We're still holding on to the cloud cover. We had upwards of at least nearly 3 inches of rain in some cases. So here's Invest 98L. It has actually moved on shore between Texas and Mexico. You can see Brownsville right there. In the satellite imagery, you can see Houston connected to that tropical plume of humidity, and no chance it could develop. It's on land, so there's no threat anyway from here on out. Could find some more storms wrapping around north to south. That's because the bubble of heat moving in, and that wraps around that bubble of heat. Then we have a weak system that'll start to drive in from the east that you'll see in this particular forecast. So there's 98L going away. There's the look of bubble of the heat driving around the storm possibilities tomorrow. Then this weak disturbance going to roll in from east to west and keep a chance of some storms in the mix as we go into Sunday too. We look at the rainfall totals, 2 2/3 Lutcher. We had about Schriever with just about 2, and officially at Armstrong International just over a tenth. We did hit 92, even despite the cloud cover storms. 90 Lakefront, Bogalusa did 95, but the heat advisory was canceled. These are real-time temps with the clouds holding us down, but heat advisory back tomorrow, the exception the coast, 10 a.m. till 7 p.m. Did you hear that Aaron became a hurricane here today? And so it's a Category 1 right now, but expected to really strengthen, possibly. And if it does strengthen and it goes into a form of rapid intensification, it may be getting into the beginning stages right now. I want to show you the satellite imagery, trying to get an eye wall to form. Last night, trying to happen, didn't really occur. This could be the first signs of an eye wall, but you're also seeing pockets in here of at least space in between the big storm activity and the outer bands. One reason for that is it's going to be Saharan dust and some dry air is being driven into the storm. So that's kind of limited things. You look at the forecast and I want to see how that's going to play out with that dust surrounding it and maybe getting in train. If that stops it from rapid intensification, because water temperatures are still really warm. Tropical storm watches Anguilla, Bermuda, St. Martin, some of the islands, the northernmost parts there of the Lesser Antilles. And we look at tomorrow, Category 2 hurricane. Could be major hurricane status overnight Saturday to Sunday, and then a possibly Category 4 with max winds in the forecast up to 145. So really the thinking from the National Hurricane Center and a lot of the data do support that even with the dust that's there, that there's going to be a lot of strengthening out of this system. Forecast tracks have been much more certain here recently, and will track between Bermuda and the mid-Atlantic coast. A very large storm in size, so could still be lashed by some of the outer bands there in the outer banks of North Carolina. Bermuda specifically is going to get a lot of wave activity, but the thing is, this may not ever make landfall officially. There's a look at some of the intensity forecasts right now, possibly up to a 4, as you can see on the higher end. Back to our high-res forecast, and there's the storm possibility north to south, but I think fewer storms expected than much more today. Still 93, 95, but a higher heat index. We could be pushing 110, maybe 112. So that's going to be the heat advisory. Kicks in at 10, goes all the way till 7. WDSU First Warning Weather Impact Day. Into Sunday, there's the system that backs in from kind of west to east to west. Maybe we get about a 40% chance of a widely scattered isolated storm. Again, with any storms, a lot of lightning, locally heavy rain, gusty wind potential to it, but rarely reaching severe limits if it does briefly. Just as hot. I think we're going to have another heat advisory as the heat index could be 110, 111, 112. So we've deemed these WDSU First Warning Weather Impact Days for the weekend. That's because of the heat. Rain chances down from where we had up to a 70% chance, but it was really much higher than that. In the next week, we should drop just a couple of notches below heat advisory criteria. So we haven't made those impact days yet, but we'll take a look at that and keep on tracking that too.